last time, you guys were in the, when we last left off, you guys were just arriving at the field house. You had finally gotten in a short rest, and it was around that time that you discovered the actual truth of what happened in the altercation between Bjorn and Daryl. You found out that that Bjorn had actually that Bjorn was actually the one that got bit, and when Daryl said that they had to tell the rest of the group, that Bjorn pushed him, knocking him into the window and cutting him and leaving him in there to die. With this information, you guys went about going and rescuing Daryl and also putting Bjorn out of his misery as he was about to turn. It was at that time that a few zombies breached in from the back door that Bjorn had been holding back the entire time, and you guys fought them with the only death being that of, I believe, Martin. I believe Martin was the one who died in that situation.
Yep.
You then got some rest after Peregrine performed a ceremony in order to stop them from turning for the next week, and the next morning you all made your way back to the town of Cresbritoke. Along the way, you took note that all of the corpses, or all of the undead laying on the ground, were actually just kind of dropped there. That they were no longer animated and they were no longer moving. When you got back to town, you learned that Cletus was actually the son of Bjorn, and that his father had, told Cletus, or had suggested that Cletus be the one to run back to town. And then Daryl explained everything that happened. At this point, you guys also saw that the outside of the village had kind of a palisade built around it that was manned by a few of the townsfolk, as well as Monty and Pelorian Smith. With the information as it was, Peregrine went out and tested a theory decapitating, or actually blowing off one of the heads of the zombies, then realizing that the others were not responding to the sound and everything that was going on, which then prompted Peregrine to return back and to inform the town that they were going to commence the very first Hallow Reapings Day. With the town going out into the field with bladed weaponry and objects from big and small in order to decapitate and dismember all of the undead husks that laid in the fields. While this was going on, Tor had decided to line up a few of these undead to bust their heads off, taking note that they had uncommon traits that were more plant-like than arcane or magical means, which then prompted the rest of you to take a look into them and begin to dissect one of the undead when you realized that their bodies were filled with very tiny capillary-like vines. And this then prompted Willow to have a bit of a memory back to time in her past where she had heard the phrase necrobotany, the study of necromancy through more natural earthen means. And as the four of you were standing around this dissected undead, taking in this information, that was kind of where we left off. So that's where we're going to pick up today.
Oh. I put more notes that we thought it'd be wise to burn them, and one of them started to, and it didn't catch fire unless we
Oh yes, that's right. You guys did. Peregrine did mention about setting them ablaze, but you also tried burning the crops, which you realized that the slick coating that's on it that's causing the rot does not catch fire. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we left off. So you guys have free action to do what you will.
It's not very late in the day. It's still morning.
Yes, it is like 10 o'clock in the morning. You guys basically got up. You got up like, right as the sun was starting to come up and marched back to town.
Right. And we're near the edge of the forest-ish between.
You guys,
Did we get
right where you are about like 2/5 of the way through there, because essentially, or well, I mean, I guess we could even say like a quarter, because essentially the way that the field is divided is you have the side that's closest to town, then you have a trek worth of you have like a good hour or so's trek up to the middle of the field, where then that's where you guys got to the farmhouse. So it's about a good hour or two walk. Then from there you have like another hour's trek out to the actual forest line, out to where the tree line is.
Because I put a note that said the townsfolk will not cross into the wall.
That is very true.
route.
You saw a situation where some children were carrying a comically large saw that they were going out to pass. They were going out to the rot line, and you saw the parents, or you saw them like going out further into the field where the rot line was. So if you want, I'll say that you guys were, near the field house. I have no issue with that. So like I said, you're about halfway between the town and the forest.
Okay. So what do we do? It seems like the rot won't set alight. The control burn idea may not be as feasible as we once thought. Or even burning the bodies. We have the notion that these bodies, at first we thought the heads would coming off would not allow them to rise, but
I mean, you have neither confirmed nor denied anything beyond your own, your own decision to, go through and ritualistically decapitate all of them. So, but general biology would say that is probably something that might help.
Sure seemed to work taking the heads off when they were moving, so.
Speaking of moving, does anyone think it odd that plant-based zombies are dormant during the day?
Yeah. But a whole lot of this doesn't make any sense. But if we want to stop this from happening again tonight, I suggest we head towards the temple, which seems to be where all this stuff is coming from, and perhaps find the necromancer who's in charge, and just cut the head off.
I agree.
Sure. It seems,
figuratively,
at least
and
during the day,
literally,
the village should be relatively safe.
All right. So,
but we noticed that they won't like their children going into the rot. They're concerned that crossing over.
Yep. I mean, yeah. I mean,
can we ask them why? Like, if they've seen somebody cross and then something happened?
I mean, are you asking them? I mean, you can ask them.
Yes. they're still here. So
Yeah, there's
if
still a
they're
bunch of
still
townsfolk
around
there.
and we saw that, yeah, Willow would ask. You seem extra concerned about them walking into the rot. Is there something we should know? Something you saw? I mean, it's foreboding, but
The gentleman that was there talking to his children about not going in too far, he looks at you and he says, "Well, when this started happening, a lot of the farmers who encountered this, they got pretty sick, vomiting, coughing, headaches, dizziness, soreness. So I don't want to risk it."
did they recover though once they had some time to heal?
In time, they did. Then they returned, but a lot of the farmers, they won't go out that far anymore. They refuse.
Reasonable.
And he just sort of nods and he says, "Yeah, you won't find me going out there. And like I said, I don't want my children going out there."
I will ask the rest of the group if we've heard of anything or encountered anything that would act in that way, make them sick pretty quickly.
I mean, if everybody wants to roll a history check, you can.
I mean, any spore or mold may do that.
That quickly?
I don't know shit about history.
Oh no. Not that kind of history.
Well, I was gonna say I would also let you do nature if it's better for you, but I don't think yours is.
Oh,
Nope, same check.
mine's the same.
All right. Yeah. So between Willow and Rook, yeah, Willow. I mean, you really don't know anything off the top of your head that would cause it to, happen. It could be, it could be spores in the air. It could be the smell of it. You're not exactly sure what it is without going out there and, experiencing it yourself.
I don't imagine any of us have a way to protect ourselves from
I mean, I can
like
manage a bit of
generic
protection
poisoning.
against the undead, but only for a few minutes at a time.
Yeah, you sort of figure with the distance there that it's going to take you guys probably about 20 minutes of a good march to or sorry, not 20 minutes. Yeah, you figure it's probably going to take you guys about a good 45 minutes, half an hour to get across that field.
All right, well, let's avoid the rot where we can.
Yeah. I've got aid. Aid bolsters allies. The only problem is it's up to 3 creatures, so it won't be all of us.
Well, keep in mind,
But it
aid.
increases
I mean, yeah, that's
HP
gonna.
up to 5.
Yeah, that'll increase your max HP.
And it's good for 8 hours, so that's a long time. What? Sorry, alarm.
So are you casting that?
Yeah, I just don't know how to. Who of us have the lowest HPs? That probably makes the most sense.
Well, you and Peregrine basically are even, and Tor and Rook are about even. Tor and Rook are actually even.
Oh. Whoa. It makes sense to cast this. We have no idea what we're after. I've lost it in my thing. Myself and I don't even know who. Is Peregrine, because she kept dying already.
Okay. So, who else between Rook and Tor?
Oh, I was gonna roll it. I was gonna do a D2, but that's not a thing in the little list.
I mean, you can just do
Probably.
you could just do a D4 and then just divide
If it
it
comes
by
to
two.
like trying to avoid something, I'm pretty decent at. I'm positive in acrobatics and survival, for example.
Mm.
All right. So, who you picking, Willow?
I guess Tor.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and Peregrine, Tor, and Willow, go ahead and increase your maximum HP by 5. If you need to know how to do that, just click your max HP, and down in the bottom left of that tab, it has max HP modifier, and you can just up that by 5.
Okay.
Oh god, I love that the D&D app now updates that shit like automatically. Hoping to have that.
All right, well, let's make our way around this rotten.
Also,
Yeah, I don't
Willow will.
fix that, but it's not changing my health at all.
Go ahead and reload your page.
Mine changed.
Oh. I was
All
gonna
right,
say
there it goes.
Willow would cover her face or something in case these spores. Just as this extra small precaution.
Okay.
If it's something you breathe in, maybe it won't be as potent. At least. This seems so unwise, but let's go because it's D&D.
I guess
Well, I mean, we're trying to walk around the mold, so we're not walking
Yes,
for the rot.
spores and stuff.
Well, so that was actually going to be my question. How are you guys, marching through the field? Are you going to, like go the whole way around? Cuz like you could spend you could spend like, almost like 3 times the time, like walking the whole way around and getting to the edge of the forest and then going up in. Or are you just marching your way through the field?
I mean, that really depends.
I
upon how
thought
much
we
time
had the
we have.
impression that that it was coming out at a semicircle and that
It is.
we presumed the temple was in the middle, so how is there an around
Well, I mean,
if the
like,
temple's
yeah, that's true, but I'm saying like where the crops are.
okay?
So,
Yeah, it'd be better to take any tracks in if they exist. I mean, I assume they didn't build a temple with no road to it. But how old that road is, who knows?
all right. So, as you guys start to make your way up through the field, following.
Can I look
Yeah.
for tracks?
there's like there is a pathway that leads out to the edge, so you guys are following that.
Okay.
But once you guys cross over this rot line, the smell around you just becomes putrid. There is this overwhelming scent of decay, and it's almost like this sour, pungent smell. And, you know, for the first few minutes, it's manageable, but it's getting worse the further you go in. I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, that should be fun.
I don't get any. What?
I mean, you said you were
Tiny bonus for covering my face.
I mean, you said you were covering your face, but I don't necessarily know, like, what you're covering it with. Because, I mean, it's still the smell, and you still have to breathe. Because technically, the only thing that was going to, like, give anyone a free pass on this one is if your character doesn't have to breathe. But none of you are Warforged. So.
No, I don't know. Pull her cloak around her face. It was just like a small. It would stink less.
Well, I can definitely say that two of you failed. So, as you are marching up through here. Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh. As you are marching up through here, the smell is overtaking all of you. Rook and Tor, you guys are definitely feeling this. You're definitely feeling this, or like, you know, like feeling this sickness about you. But you're overcoming it. You know, Rook, you're a man of mystery. There are things in your past that, you know, would have turned your stomach, but this is not it. And Tor, the feeling you get in your stomach every time you glance into your barrel is worse than what you're feeling now. As for Peregrine and Willow, though, the two of you are feeling a little bit more worse for wear. The scent is starting to get at you. Peregrine, you know, you're used to the scent of rot, but this has an unnatural, uncharacteristic, you know, scent about it that is kind of overwhelming you. So I need the two of you to roll D6s.
All right. D6. Roll.
All right. So, Willow, you get this like churning in your stomach. You're kind of like, you know, standing there heaving as this is hitting you. You know, you're trying to cover your mouth as best as possible, but you start to feel your cheeks filling with vomit. And it's at that same time that Peregrine, who has, you know, kind of like slowed her pace, you know, on the back of her horse, she just starts vomiting over the edge of the horse, and just covering the crops here for a good few seconds, as both of you are just doubled over in this pain. As you know, as you expel this, you take a breath, and it's just, you know, hitting you again. The two of you are going to take 3 points of necrotic damage, as this pain is just getting to you. But after a few moments, your senses start coming back to you, and as you press on through the field, the smell starts to lose its effectiveness on you, and you're able to get to the edge of the field without recourse. Yeah, it was, Peregrine, you were the only one close enough to possibly have faced the more severe penalty for that, but you would have had to have rolled a 6.
Oh. What would have happened if I rolled a 6?
If you would have rolled a 6 or below, you would have suffered 1 level of exhaustion.
Great.
So,
Ooh.
yeah. I mean, it's just disadvantage on ability checks, so it's not that bad. But after some time,
You would have vomited and pooped.
yeah, it would have just been like, oh, my stomach, and you're just like done for the day.
Whoa.
But yes, as you pressed on, and you continued your march towards the tree line, you eventually make it, and as soon as you step from the field into the trees, the environment around you seemingly changes on a dime. Instead of the bright, warm sky above you shining down and invigorating the earth, the trees here are dense and overgrown. There's almost this unnatural webbing that seems to hang in the air. As you see it from a distance, it's not so much spider webs or anything like that. It's more fluid than that. It almost appears to waft in the air that hangs really dense and dank here in the trees. As you breach the tree line, though, it kind of hits you, this dank smell, this almost cool, moist air that fills your lungs, that was vastly different than what it was out in the fields, where it was a warmer, it was a warmer, drier air. In here, it's a cooler, moist, heavy, humid air. And as you continue on this path, oh yeah, go ahead, Stacey.
Man, has any of you experienced anything like this before? I've not seen air like this before. Presumably, out my finger hurts.
I'm gonna say that none of you have ever seen it this bad, but this kind of reminds you of, if any one of your characters has ever been near a swamp, this is kind of what it's like to be near a swamp. But it's, like I said, it's kind of like cranked up to 11 with what's going on.
I've seen some peculiar fogs rise up before, but nothing like this.
He's vaguely familiar with swampy terrain.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's almost this I keep thinking back to the word dank. Almost like, when you go down into your grandmother's basement, you can kind of smell that like mildewy, moldy smell that's coming from the corner, where she packed all of her blankets there. And then one time, somebody, definitely wasn't me, accidentally spilled a bottle of water there and just kind of ignored it and walked away. And it leaked onto a, brown cardboard box with a bunch of papers in it.
Sounds oddly specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit like the bayou, I reckon, but
Yeah, it's kind of that. It's kind of like going from like Arizona to Mississippi, like through that tree line. You're going from this warmer, drier climate to this unnaturally moist, damp, cooler climate. I know that it's not cool in Mississippi, but even with that, the pathway.
Arizona, I think.
But even with that, there is still a pathway here. It is starting to be overgrown by this growth, these plants that have kind of overtaken. And that's actually one thing that you notice as you travel deeper down into this place, that the vegetation here has sort of sprang up. And taking note of that, bayou-style swampy climate, it's not surprising that you start to see, more fungi popping up. You see mushrooms and like ettercaps beginning to like bloom almost out of the trees and everything around you.
Aren't ettercaps spider monsters?
What? I thought that was a mushroom.
An etter.
Isn't that? What am I thinking of then? Oh, I thought that was a mushroom thing. Wait, isn't that a mushroom? Oh, ink caps. That's what I'm thinking, not ettercaps. You are right about ettercaps. Those are creepy.
If we got ettercaps popping up, that explains the webs.
Aw, look at this. Look at how cute this little ettercap is. Yeah, it's adorable. Now look at its, grotesque real version. Yummy. Yeah, no, you guys, so as you're marching through here, I need everyone to, or actually I need, sorry, not everyone, my apologies. I need Peregrine to roll me a perception check.
Okay.
You up on that horse. Better keep an eye on us.
Oh yeah. Peregrine, as you guys are making your way into here, you hear a sound break through the rustling of the trees that is so pronounced to you, and it would probably fade into the distance for literally anyone else, but it is the sound of a raven's call.
Oh.
And you hear it from off to your right. And as you look in that direction, you can see perched atop a fallen tree is a raven that is kind of looking around, but then it looks at you and it maintains that eye contact.
All right. I approach the raven.
Okay.
Never.
Does anyone else go over to the raven with Peregrine?
Tentatively. I mean, if it's that obvious that we all can see it. It's not like some weird
Yeah, I'll go
Peregrine
over.
eyes only.
As
Rook will
Yeah.
briefly consult with his gun,
Okay.
and then walk over.
All right. Tor, are you heading over as well?
Sure.
Okay. So, as you all see Peregrine, kind of, she hears this and she turns her horse and she starts marching it over there. You see this raven sitting on this tree stump as it's looking at Peregrine. And when you all start to march over with it, it kind of sees all of you, and it begins cawing loudly, almost in alarm. And, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
And as you all approach, it looks at you, Peregrine, and then, as it's, cawing loudly, it flutters over to a different tree, almost leading you.
All right. I will follow the raven.
Okay. Does anyone continue to follow Peregrine?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of want to talk to the raven, but I'm following Peregrine's lead because it seems to be her thing.
Okay. As you continue on, the same thing happens. You see the raven begins to caw loudly as it sees the rest of you approaching behind Peregrine, and it flies off to another tree stump. Oh. Press the button. And Peregrine, you are starting to get a feeling that this bird does not want the others around.
Oh, okay.
Not even the Hexblade Warlock?
I would,
You will
I would
notice
say,
that it has at least noted you, Rook, with a slight I'll say that you definitely don't get nearly the hostility from this thing. I don't know how you sense that, but
I'll look to the
Well,
groups like, wait
my-
here a minute.
You know,
I'm gonna
my
go.
weapon might be telling me that.
oh, true.
yeah, I guess at the time where Peregrine would be talking to us, Willow was about to be like, suggest talking to the bird, but leaves that.
Yeah,
Like
no,
she starts to
I'll
say
hang
something
back
and
then.
Okay.
If you all give me a minute, I'm gonna go see what this bird's problem is.
All right. So you start to make your way over there, and Rook, you actually get a familiar feeling when you see this bird. Your gun, which is your hex blade, or your hex weapon, it's almost warming in your hand with a comfortable, familiar warmth. I guess I should say chill, but there's a comforting feeling to it. But Peregrine, as you walk over to this raven, unaccompanied by the rest of your group, you see the raven. It's like it keeps like looking over your shoulder at the rest of the group, seeing that they have now stayed their place. And when you approach, the raven caws loudly at you, and as it is continuing to caw, it's doing this like lurching movement until eventually you see a small roll of parchment begin to appear out of its mouth as it regurgitates this wrapped parchment out of its mouth. And as it spits it onto this tree stump, it caws loudly and looks at you.
We'll go pick.
Okay. When you open it, you just see four words. There is a line. I actually had this drawn up, but I have no way of. I did it on my phone, and I lost it. But is a piece of parchment that has four words on it. The top line says "End the Rot," and the line below that says "Osprey." And as you're reading this, you glance back up, and that is when you see that the raven is no longer a raven and is now the bird of prey, an osprey. As it flies off, as it makes eye contact with you, and then flies off into the misty depths of the forest.
I clutch the note very close to me and sort of turn back with my head higher than normal.
Oh, we were or were not able to see this. I don't. Like,
you were not able to see what
far away?
transpired. What from everybody else's perspective, you basically saw Peregrine go up to this. She stepped off of her horse to go up to this stump. You saw her interacting with something, and then you saw the bird fly away, and for all of you that were standing back, it almost appears as if the bird, as if the colors on the bird slightly changed. But as you're watching it, you're you're not sure what you saw, but you think it could either have been like your eyes playing with you, or the light from the trees illuminating it.
Okay. We wouldn't have recognized it. Definitely changed into something.
You did not
Just
see it change,
look-
and it the way that it flew away from you, you wouldn't have been able to discern its features.
It must be really dim in there.
It is actually. It is dim light in there. If I would have had you roll, you all would have rolled with disadvantage.
We noticed Peregrine come back, but we did you tuck that note before you turned around?
Yeah.
I presume it's meant you. Well, as Willow was about to talk to it, she would ask you about your encounter when you get back.
Well, I had 2 bits of information. One of which was a missive from my goddess, and the other was a promotion.
Promotion?
Yes. Do not. The name I have, Peregrine. It is not it's not my given name. It is a title that was bestowed upon a rank within the clergy.
Oh, well, good timing for a promotion then. I'm guessing you're giving off of I don't want to say any more kind of vibe.
I imagine there's a bit of a. I imagine there's maybe like a slight bit of pride there.
Yeah. It's going forward, if you can just call me by my new title of Osprey.
Yeah.
Osprey.
So
Now Lucas is
Not sure that I even ever called you by your old title.
Yeah, not.
she rolls her eyes at him. It's like, okay, we need to go end the rot.
All right. So with that, you guys push on forward and march your way back to the path and continue on into the forest, following this pathway as far as it will take you. And if you guys can give me like 2 seconds, I just have to update Osprey's character sheet, but I also got to go take a leak, so I will be right back.
That's fine. I just remembered I left a can cooling in the freezer.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops.
Gotta get that.
Yeah, be right back.
Extra cold.
Oh, it's cold, all right.
Mm. No, I went and actually looked up osprey. I'm like, which one of those birds is it? Also called a sea hawk, which is probably where my head was going. Don't know what a osprey's doing in the forest, but hey.
You know, hunting.
Boop. Oh.
Yes, your mic is on.
No, not that. I was like, is my pen working? That's what I want to know.
No, I've been watching a couple of the videos on that guy's YouTube channel about Encounter Plus,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Doocy.
and I have encountered a problem of my own.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get it to a point where I can align the squares
Yep.
to the squares on the map that I have.
Uh-huh.
So the squares on the Encounter Plus are super fucking small versus the squares that are like on the actual map itself, and I have no way of adjusting it.
So wait, when you go into like the little screwdriver and wrench that says grid align,
Wait,
here, wait, let me pull something up here real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. What is Ice Temple? Oh, actually, Ice Temple would work really well. Yeah, here, let me share my screen real fast. Which one is Air Server? Go. Switch over to the Ice Temple real fast and go into mirror mode. Okay, can you see this all right?
yes.
Okay. So what you would do is when you're on here, you go to this icon in the bottom, which is like the screwdriver and wrench. Go to grid align, and you're going to get this to pop up. Now mine is already aligned, but you just want to drag this.
That's the problem. That grid,
Okay.
I can't manipulate.
Oh. Okay.
That's the problem I'm having.
So you can't move this around.
No, I can't. It just it creates it, but I can't move it or do anything with it.
Okay, that's super weird, but there is a fix. It is a bit of a pain in the ass, and honestly, before he added the grid align, what you have to do is, and I'll show what it would look like if you did it otherwise. So we're just gonna put this up here, hit check, and we're gonna go into here, and we're gonna center this. So essentially, when you do this, I believe it starts out at 100 pixels, and it's at 0, 0. And what you have to do is go. Yeah, you have to go into here and start reducing these to the size that you need.
Okay.
And then, like, once you get them to about the right size, then start shifting them with the offset X and Y to try and align them as best as you can. Now, the other thing that you can do is up here where you have your scale. This actually changes the scale of your map. And you can do this like it shows, 1 all the way, to 0.001. So you can actually get like really particular about it. But this grid, this is going to change in much bigger chunks. So when you're starting to move that stuff around, you kind of got to know, okay, so this one's probably going to be about a 70, and it's probably going to be offset by about that much. And then you can go through and look at everything, and you can see that, for the most part, all of these grids are more or less aligned. Now, obviously, it moved everything on my map, be that as it may. But that's how you would do it. You go into grid where you have your size, your offset X and Y, and you would start playing with that. So, like I said,
I
that's
had
actually
that grid align not work for me before. And I don't know if I can remember what I did. I'll let you know. But it came back and I was able to use it. So it might have been a matter of like refreshing, or if you didn't already try off and on again more than once. If I had that, it wouldn't move, it wouldn't get bigger or smaller, I wouldn't do anything, and it came back though.
Yeah, that I could not tell you, unfortunately, because I've never really had mine. I've never had that grid align not work.
Yeah. I'll send you good vibes. But I did have it not work at first, and I was really pissy because I was finally having so I was going to work with. But it maybe you'll get lucky and it'll come back.
Luckily, I
Or
don't need
maybe
any
I
of the
can
crap
mess
on this
with
map.
mine.
It's all messed up now.
See what I did to make it work, because it was frustrating.
Okay, so yeah, as you guys march through the forest, it's not long. I guess I should say is Eric and Ryan, you both back?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. So yeah, it's not long before you guys, following this pathway that appears to be overgrown with this vegetation, that you eventually come across a stone obelisk standing in a small clearing. As you look at the obelisk, you actually recognize it for what it is, and that is a, I believe it's a, yeah. It's a mausoleum of sorts, an entrance way into a crypt. Kind of akin to, yeah, this is actually, here's the image. Very much like this. And on the front door, or on the door, on the front of it, you can see that there is actually an indentation into it. Two small indents which have golden plates sitting in them. And something that you notice about this is that etched into the rock, there appears to be a skeletal hand that is between these two, and it kind of reaches up above where you would have this skeletal hand going up, and it appears as if the plates are kind of offset from this. One's a little bit higher than the other, looking something akin to this. Oh, sorry, I put it on the map. Sorry, here we go. For those of you looking in the Discord chat.
So, oh, wow. I didn't see the hand in the middle at first. Huh. I was like, so there'd be like a hand and then it just kind of appeared. I don't know why I didn't see it at first. So there's these plates.
Yep. Like I said, one is a little bit higher than the other. And they appear to be held. The way that they're kind of designed is there's like I said, there's like an indent into the wall. It's like a chunk cut out that this plate is in, and it's connected up through the wall by these golden chains. You imagine that, you know, you're not exactly sure where they go up to, but like I said, you can see this this skeletal hand in the center between the two of them, and you can see that one is slightly raised up than the other.
Do they look like they would depress?
I mean, I guess depending on their
Like-
emotional state,
like
they might depress
Oh
somebody.
my god. I'll be sure to cheer them up later.
All right, so what we're
They
going to
look
need is a
like
heart,
they
a
pressed
human heart,
in.
and a feather.
Was this for cheering things up?
I mean, hey, human heart will always cheer me up.
That's about the right
So do
symbol
they
here,
look
don't
like
you
they're
reckon?
a button or anything?
You don't see anything else
Or
on the
that's-
door other than these two plates.
And the hand.
Yeah. The hand is, like I said, the hand is
Right.
etched into the door.
So in my memory, have I ever seen anything like this before? Have any of us seen this before?
Everybody wants to make a
magical?
religion check, and I will let Osprey make it with advantage.
Okay. Religion.
I also don't know anything about religion.
All right.
Not just religion.
12 or a
Religion,
10.
history.
So 12 it is.
Waiting on that torch. It's chilly in here.
Yeah, it's getting cold out.
It's nice. I love it. Get under my
Yeah, open the window next to me.
Get under
Oh my God.
D20 blanket.
Oh,
Yeah,
20.
baby. Yeah, baby. D&D blanket. All right. Yeah, gonna get nice and warm. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now it was backwards. My bad. There we go. Bam.
That's better.
Yeah, love this thing.
Give me 1 second. Grab something.
Yep. Do your thing.
it looks like a 15 is the winner there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if I was going highest, there was a threshold in my mind, a DC, a check of difficulty, if you will.
So this crypt, does it look like it's in good condition? Or is the rot anywhere on it, or
Vegetation is just
rumbling or anything?
the vegetation has almost overtaken this. The outside of it is just is almost entirely taken over by moldy vines and rotting vegetation.
Gross. You said there was like a chain. Is it just an image of a chain, or is it like an actual one?
No, there are actual chains holding up these plates inside these inside these insets. I guess to give a better example of what I am referring to, you should see just a blank ass map now. But essentially, if this is the doorway, so there's like a square here. It's kind of set back in, and there is a golden plate that is like right here, and it's kind of suspended by those chains up into the structure itself. And then likewise on this side is the same thing, a golden plate that is suspended up into there. You can't really see where it goes, but it definitely, just kind of goes up into the door. And then, like I said, there's, the bone hand that kind of goes up on, that's etched into the stone.
And we just see the chains on the inset. They're not dangling from the hand.
One is no, you don't see anything. You don't see anything like that. And the only other thing is like I said, one is like higher than the other. Mm-hmm. So like the one on the left side is nearly almost touching the base of the little inset that it's in.
That's helpful.
Me and my impressive
I
ass
missed
drawing
the
skills.
inset part.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's better than I would have done. So.
Okay,
We're
I'm lost.
still
I just
waiting.
got back. So what exactly? What is this? The door we're
This
looking at?
is
The door
the
of
door.
the crypt has a set of scales on either side of it that
Yep.
are not in balance.
Correct.
Is there anything around us that could fit on this, or is it looking for something in specific?
Well, we did our religious checks.
Yeah. So those of you, actually, it's everybody but Rook. And I, like I said, the reason why I gave Osprey the advantage, you guys do recognize this. I'm going to say that Willow, you recognize, the three of you recognize this very similar in design to the symbol of Kelemvor. Not only do you guys, did you guys know that this was a temple of Kelemvor on your way here, but you all sort of know a little bit about Kelemvor. Willow, you know that Kelemvor is he's the judge of the damned. He's there to maintain order between life and death, to help escort those over to the land of the dead. He abhors undead in any fashion whatsoever, as he believes, as he is a god of order. Tor, you know about Kelemvor through this old legend out at sea of this undead pirate that was claimed to be the rival of Kelemvor, who he was known as the Undying. And he kind of like spat in the face of Kelemvor one time. So Kelemvor kind of took away his ability to die. And he's not allowed. It's just that, like I said, it's this old like pirate legend. But Osprey, Kelemvor because he is a god of death alongside the Raven Queen, whereas the Raven Queen has more ties to the Shadowfell. The two of your clergy work similar paths, but for different reasons. Like I said, the Kelemvorites, they are about helping people cross over and to, go down the path of death respectfully. A lot of Kelemvorites actually do wills. They, if you're looking to, sign away your life or, write your will, a lot of times is a Kelemvorite that's going to help with that. So yeah, the three of you definitely recognize this as something akin to the symbol of Kelemvor. And with that in mind, you know that the scales being off balance is definitely a telltale sign of, that's not how it should be.
But we don't know anything that would specifically balance it.
I mean, nothing
Well, if it
specifically.
needs something specific. So if we try stuff, it could be wrong. Or maybe it just needs a little bit of a rock on it. So what are we going to put this
I
scale
mean, I
to
think we all
balance
figured
out?
that we needed to balance it. I just didn't know
Yeah.
how. Still don't.
Yeah.
A warlock
Still
ain't much
don't.
different from a witch. Anybody got a duck?
I was, man.
Is there anything in the scale that is hanging lower than the other?
That's hanging lower than the other? No.
Okay, I'm gonna take out a gold piece and put it in the other scale, see if it weighs it down at all.
As you do, you see that it lowers ever so slightly. But it is not balanced yet.
I will take and adjust coins until it's balanced.
All right. So you go through the semi-short process of placing 5 gold pieces into onto the scale. At which point you see that the 2 scales are now in place next to one another, and it looks now like this. Yay! As they are now level, and you hear, as this is happening, you hear this like almost mechanical sound inside the door, as it sounds as if gears and chains are moving past one another, as you see the plate on the right that you were setting those coins on, as it slowly begins to rise up into the top part of this little inset, and then you see that the door slowly swings open.
All right.
And as the door swings open, you actually see a body fall out.
Living
Fresh.
or dead?
Not moving. Just
Dead or
sort of like hits the ground as the door swings open. He appears as an older human. He has dark hair that's kind of like a salt and pepper, a beard, and you actually can tell at this point that he is dwarven. But you see that his eyes are wide, and there is what appears to be vegetation, plants and these like these mold spores like attached to his face, almost like reaching in through his eyes. This is a picture of the gentleman in question, whose dead body is laying on the ground.
I was gonna ask if it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have that shield there, but if it looked like somebody of the Kelemvor
Oh yeah,
religion.
in actually, I will say that next to him, you can actually see that there is a you can actually see that there is a the shield of Kelemvor laying there on the ground, but you also see in his one hand he has kind of like a gnarly looking sword. But in his, or I'm sorry, not a sword. He has a dagger in one hand, but in his other, you actually see that it is clenched around something in it.
Take a look, see what's in his hand.
Does it look like he's been there quite a long time? Like his clothing would have been extra tattered or rotting away or
Actually, no, it does not appear as if it does not appear as if it has been there that long, but it's not the easiest thing to tell in this state. But his body is not rotting and decayed. And Ospreys, you go to take a look at his hand. As you open it up, you can see that in his hand there is a note, and alongside, oh shit, I guess I gotta, you changing your name, man, that really messed with Encounter Plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to reload your character, and it was like can't find character, and I'm like, why? And it's like, oh yeah, because now the name of them has changed. There we go, back to normal. So as you unfurl this, you actually see that in his hand is a rod. It appears to be made out of a metal. You can see that it has scratches and marks along it. But as you look at the note, you can see that it was written in almost a hasty kind of writing. But it says, "Only the spark of this rod can light the braziers of balance." And then below that, it says, "May Kelemvor protect you." And then it appears to be in a dwarvish text written something beneath that.
Oh.
None of us know Dwarvish.
Yeah, I don't have Dwarven.
Nope.
Draconic.
Yeah, none of you do.
Oh well.
I have Orc, which once upon a time was derived from Dwarvish, but I don't know if it is in 5e.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of like, how it's like a lot of languages are derived from Latin, so it's like, you can kind of see something, but this specific word that is down there is unknown to all of you.
So we didn't walk inside yet.
No.
Bodies would have in the doorway.
Correct. What you see before you, as the light from the outside is now beaming in, you can see that there is a staircase ahead of you that extends down probably about 60 feet to a wooden door.
Well, if no one
Does
else,
5e not have any kind of linguistics skill? Because
I mean, there's not a skill. You could eventually, like at level 4, you could take the feat of linguist, which would allow you to learn, I think it's like 3 other languages. Not only that, but you could also take comprehend languages, or tongues is another spell.
yeah,
So-
I just Pathfinder has linguistics, which allow if you make a high enough check, you can decipher other languages.
Oh, yeah, this definitely doesn't have that. There was a homebrew role that I know Aaron actually implemented it in his Attorney After Dark. It was something that I thought about at one time doing, where depending on your intelligence score, or your intelligence modifier, you could gain additional languages or skill proficiencies, where it'd be like, for every positive in intelligence, you get a new language or a skill, but it also works in reverse. So if you have a negative, you would lose a skill or a language. And I
mean,
just
that's
felt
pretty much what 3rd edition was. So
yeah.
So. But anyway, like Andrew was saying,
I'll just take up the rod and step over the corpse and head on in.
is it basically just a big match?
I guess so.
Like I said,
can I roll Arcana on this thing? Because I don't.
Yes, I was gonna ask. Can I look at it to see if I recognize any sort of? You
guys can do Arcana if you want.
I look at it. Nope, just looks like a stick to me.
Yeah.
It's a wooden stick.
Seen one of these before.
Red sulfur head. Yep.
Big old match.
Definitely not a match.
Fancy match.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a match. Just based on my roll,
just so we can find out whether Rook also doesn't know anything about Arcana.
Yeah. Wait for you to roll a now. Oh no.
He knows very little about Arcana.
No, so little. Yeah, I'm going to say that obviously, yeah, Willow, you know what this is. You've actually seen one of these before. But this is a striking rod. So, looking at the scratches and marks on it, you can see that the dagger in the dead cleric's hand has these black marks across it at about its midsection, and you recognize these as a means by which to light fires, to strike the dagger across the length of the rod, to launch sparks at something.
Oh, awesome. But not those braziers out there, some other ones.
The note said only the spark of this rod can light the braziers of balance.
So yeah, it looks like we need to strike it like he would have with the dagger.
Well, since you can read it and understand what this thing is, I hand the rod to you.
Wait. I can't remember if I have daggers with me. I don't want to wrestle the dagger out of that dude's hand.
I reach down and take the dagger from the hand and hand it to you. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to pull a dagger out of my... There, yeah, I have daggers right on my person.
Okay.
I just couldn't remember who I was playing for a minute.
All right. So yeah, I actually don't know if this is a thing in here. Nope. Rod. You can just type in rod. There's like a common arcane focus just known as a rod So you can add that to your inventory, and we will just consider that to be the rod in question. No, we lost Eric.
Oh, I guess he's jealous I didn't give him the rod.
He wanted it.
Was like, but I want the rod.
So collectively,
Huh?
are we just gonna? We're not presuming these are the braziers, or the things out there.
No. I mean, that's
They
up to
don't look
you.
like braziers to us.
Braziers do not look like pan scales.
No, that's why I figured. If I was gonna mage hand that door, you said there was a door, or could we not see the door till we went up?
Down.
Use the stairs.
Downstairs.
What happened?
You can see it there. I don't know. I'm gonna message him.
I was trying to wait. I'm trying to wait till he comes back.
Just be.
I think that's why I was asking. We could see the door.
Oh yeah. You can see a door.
All right, until he gets back, I'm gonna go grab something else.
Mm-hmm.
It would appear Discord crashed entirely. He texted.
Oh, did he? No. Come back.
Well, that is not promising.
No. This is kind of terrifying. This is Ralph the Ranger. Ralph is a concept created by you while reading this. When you stop, Ralph ceases to exist.
Oh Lord.
Your attention is the thin barrier between Ralph and the void. I'm scared, says Ralph.
Poor Ralph.
That's
seen
awesome.
that before.
Parents in their 20s. Let's have a baby. Me in my 30s. Sure wish they hadn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not true. Ooh.
Come on, Eric.
Hmm.
Fight through it. You got it.
Fight through the Discord.
Jesus Christ. I've seen this before, but my God. A Wisconsin mall Santa decided to handle one of the naughty list members early this year when a young girl told him for Christmas, told him her Christmas wish was for her stepdad to stop molesting her. He and 4 of his elves attacked the guy who was waiting nearby and pummeled him unconscious. An eyewitness recalled, Santa didn't say anything. He just grabbed the back of the guy's skull and headbutted him real hard. Then Kringle got on top of him and just started pummeling him. He was laughing and screaming, ho ho ho, motherfucker. What a man.
What if that wasn't her stepdad? If it was like the wrong dude, her actual dad that had her for the week.
I could,
Hopefully she pointed him out.
yeah, I was gonna say, I would imagine that would be the case.
It's like, remember there's a story I read about a guy who was like, he was trying to rob a Best Buy, and outside was a there's like the Marine Corps was like doing there's like a couple Marines collecting donations for Toys for Tots or something. And as the guy's running away, one of the Marines tries to stop him, and he basically pulls a knife and stabs the Marine.
Jesus.
When the ambulance came, they found the Marine who was stabbed, and the guy who did the stabbing was on the ground with a broken jaw, a broken leg, 2 broken arms,
Jesus.
a broken rib, and all 4 Marines said that he had tripped leaving the curb.
Ha! Ha ha ha! Jesus Christ. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Hell of a trip.
He tripped.
He
So there's
must
to
be
it.
really fragile.
Yeah.
Boyfriend who dated 35 women and told each one he had a different birthday so he regularly received gifts is arrested for fraud in Japan. He's not a fraudster. He's a fucking champ.
I don't see how that's exactly fraud. You're not required to give people gifts for their birthday.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure. I mean, could be lying about. I don't know. I don't fucking.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't know. I guess Japan's just a little more different. Plastic surgeon from the U.S. had his RX pad stolen. The next day, he gets a call from the pharmacy regarding a suspicious script. It just read, morphine, 1 pound to go. He currently has it framed in his office.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back, buddy. All right. So, now that
So
Discord
I went
is
in
working.
and told Aaron that the internet was gone, and she goes, "Oh, I think I turned off the router."
Why?
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
It's turned off the router.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So we've got two options. We can plug the power strip and everything for the TV, PlayStation, et cetera, into the outlet that is connected to the light switch, or we can
Mhm.
plug the router into the outlet that's connected to the light switch. So we figure that we'd rather have just the router on that light switch, and every once in a while, for some reason, when Erin goes through and turns off every light in the house, she includes that switch.
Oh no, you got to put a piece of tape over
Mhm.
that shit, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those things where you actually take off the plate
Oh yeah,
and put a thing over it.
right.
So,
Oh, that's dangerous. Playing a dangerous game.
well, and the funny thing is like she knew exactly what she did.
She's just sitting there in the room, like, when's he gonna notice?
So-
When's he gonna notice?
She's like, "Oh yeah, I think I turned it off." So,
That's funny. All right. Oh yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys saw whenever I posted the link to the fantasy calendar that I chose for the day that you guys are on this session to take place on the 1st of Uktar, which is the first of the rotting. Felt it was appropriate that Hallow Reapings takes place on the 1st of rotting. Okay. So yeah, like I said, at the bottom of the staircase, you guys can see that there is a wooden doorway.
Oh, I was gonna mage hand the door in case there's something weird with it. Does it have like a handle or anything you can see?
Yeah, it does.
so basically, we determined we have a big match.
No.
That's,
You guys
Yeah.
have kinda. It's basically it's a flint and steel.
I know what you said, but with my 4, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's
Yeah.
a match.
Yeah, that's it.
And with 3/4 of us rolling the
It's still like
same,
this.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that we all think it's a match.
Well, you got the mechano sorcerer over here. You got the clockwork sorcerer over here, just like it's a piece of equipment. She's like, "Give me that."
You go like this, it'll make fire. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Fucking cavemen.
I've never actually. She's not that rude. And not everyone needs to know how matches flints work.
All right. So,
Anyhow,
as you cast Mage Hand and you open up the door, you see that it opens up into a hallway.
shit.
Does
Where are we
everyone
seeing this
descend the
hallway?
stairs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So,
A handy dandy fancy match.
as you guys get down to the bottom and you open up the door, you step through into what appears to be a hallway, leading up to a room. Actually, it is as Peregrine steps onto this first step into the room, you feel your foot depress, and the moment you do, you hear the large door to that to the structure that you guys entered now just and close in place.
Also, we're definitely stuck in here.
As you guys enter, there is a very similar dank.
I mean, those of us without Misty Step stuck in here.
True. There is definitely a dank scent in the air, but it is combined with that of a must. There's almost like an aged musty smell in here, mixing with the scent of cool dank rot.
Okay.
But yeah. So as the door shuts loudly behind you all, you stand.
Cast detect magic.
Okay. So yeah, give me 1 second and I will tell you what that happens. So you stand before a short hallway. To the south, you can actually see there is a wall that has some slats into it that extends down into nothing but rubble and darkness. And just to the north, the hallway opens up into a small room. Willow, you cast Detect Magic, and I will give you your magical aura.
Woo.
I believe that's 30 feet. Is it 30 feet within you? There you go. So as you cast this, you can you immediately detect some evocation magic coming immediately to your left. As you look up on the wall, and you can see a flickering flame set into a sconce on the wall, and you recognize this as evocation magic.
Oh, let them know. Wait, just the sconce is evocation magic?
Hey, do we
Yeah,
have a
it-
map up yet, or is it still your drawing? Because that's all I have.
It should. Go ahead and reload your page. You guys should have a map up now.
Yeah, I see the map.
Yeah, okay, there we go. It's loading resources.
Sick.
That just means the light is a spell?
You can assume that.
And that's it, unless I walk forward and do some exploring.
I mean, the only other thing that you could really do to really get that to know for sure would be if you had like identify. So if you wanted to, if you had identify, if you wanted to cast that, you could determine you might determine what specifically it is.
That's not something Arcana roll would work with. Like,
So Arcana
since
is not
I've noticed
Arcana
the
is not
magic,
going to
then-
tell you what the spell is. If you would like to roll an Arcana check, you might be able to ascertain a bit more understanding about it, but it's not going to tell you what the spell is. That would just, kind of defeat the purpose of identify. But if you want to roll Arcana, you can.
apparently I have no idea about this kind of.
The only thing that you can really garner from it, and I'll say that because of your spell there, you might be a little confused. You know that the light cantrip is a thing, where you
from the evocation school,
right? You know that the light cantrip is a thing, that it is an evocation cantrip, but the thing is like you're sitting there thinking, you're like, it could be the light cantrip, but I think that only lasts for about I don't think that lasts permanently. These things would go out, shortly after that was cast. So yeah, it's
Well, I'd let everyone know that that's the only magic I notice, and it's probably just a light spell.
Well, that just means that either someone casts permanency on it, or when we open the door, it triggered a spell, and we're only gonna have an hour light.
Osprey. Actually, if you want to, you can roll an Arcana check.
Fucking sure.
And there's a reason why I'm letting Osprey do it. Oh, well, wasn't expecting that, but I will
Guessing
say
it wasn't good.
well, I'll say that
Roll again.
because you could take it, you do recognize this, or your assumption when she says it's the light spell, just kind of knowing Osprey's tendencies, kind of imagine, like you rolling your eyes a bit to yourself and like thinking to yourself, well, it's obviously not the light cantrip. It's probably something like Continual Flame, which is a second level evocation spell that clerics have access to. So you would technically know what that spell is because you could take that any day you wanted.
So who's going first? So what else do we see at this northern point? Is that like a door, or looks like
Yeah,
a
to the
door?
north you do see that there is a door. From where you are standing, like I said, you can see that there is a doorway on the other side of this room, set before you. There's a large stone door with no handles.
I can't move my character.
Make sure that you go up into the settings and select your character token.
That's right.
Yep.
Every time,
unfortunately.
Dur.
I was actually, that is a question that I was going to ask the developer, if there's going to be ever a way to save that, but I haven't had a chance. I haven't thought about it yet. But like I said, you do see a large stone door to the north with handles, with no handles on it, but a large brass lever on the wall beside it. That is what this black dot here is.
Okay.
So, Tor, as you step up into this room, though, you
Don't
see...
round the corner yet.
Yeah,
just the corner.
Yeah, as you step up here, you can see that there is an old, burnt down campfire sitting on the east side of the room, and next to this, you can see that there is there's a backpack sitting next to a pile of bones.
All right, I'm gonna make a perception check just to listen to the.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll.
5 minutes later, I'll have my result.
Yeah. I love that this app just tells me what your passive perception is, so I can just glance down at it at any time I want.
Looks like it's gonna be a 20.
All right.
Unless
something happens.
That's good.
Sweet. Yeah. So, what specifically are you listening for?
just anything, like that's not us. Moving, breathing, scurrying, scratching.
In this room, you don't hear anything. Other than, like, with the ground here, I know I don't have it illustrated on the map, but the ground here is coated in what looks to be like an overgrown fungal moss. With every step you take, there is a bit of a quiet squelch under your toes.
Oh my god.
Right, since it sounds clear, and my Great Club of Warning isn't telling me of anything.
Hear what now?
My Great Club of Warning?
Oh yeah, no. There's I forget that forget that you have that. In addition,
Can't be surprised.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, there's no way that thing just like it's as like it's. I know that it's not Sting. Like there is a weapon in the game
It's
that's
not spider sense, but it
Yeah,
does
yeah.
keep me from being surprised.
yeah. You can't
so.
be surprised or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah. So kind of what this place looks like is kind of like this. Oh wait, is this? Yeah. No. Oh, here we go. Yeah. It looks kind of akin to this. So you can see that there is stone under your feet, that there is, a floor, but it's almost completely overgrown by this mossy fungal spread.
So is the campfire also grown over?
Well, where it is, like, you can still see that there was wood and stuff and there were stones around it. But this moss is definitely kind of like grown into that. And like I said, there is next to where this fire once burned bright. There is a
Go ahead and look through the backpack as well.
Okay. As you open up the bag, you find within it a potion of healing.
Guys, looks like we got another potion of healing to draw from. Let's see here.
Oh, I can only assume. Did Osprey dismount her horse?
Yes.
Okay.
Brought it into the dungeon.
Okay. I was just double checking because I went through and let's see, where is it? Nope, not that button. Shit. This one and there's a fucking gray background. God damn it, I fucked that shit up. I gave you a horse
There's no
token.
other magic detected as I walked in a little bit further.
No, not that you detected any further up, no.
Okay, and that there's just
we,
a door and a button. Who's gonna
light
press the
this
button?
campfire will illuminate the rest of the room.
It definitely could.
You do that. Oh my goodness, the horse.
See if I can light this thing.
Grin back to, or put Osprey back to normal. Man, why the fuck isn't that other token working? I was like,
put this shit away. I am been so fucking distracted with my goddamn iPad. I'm just really frustrated with this thing right now, and it is.
I'm sorry.
I've had this thing for 3 days, and I'm locked out of it.
What, the password and stuff?
Yes. At some point it restarted, disconnected from the internet, and now I can't do anything with it.
Oh.
I've been trying to do a factory reset for the past hour, and it won't connect to anything, because in order to connect to something, I have to unlock it, and now I'm just in this fucking spiral of about trying to not break the fucking thing.
Oh,
so
fuck.
I need to put this thing away, because it's just pissing me off now.
Well,
That sucks.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry, so what the hell's going on right now?
It's all good. Tor, what are you...
I rolled a survival check to try to light the campfire.
Okay. Yeah, so you are with your tinderbox. You are able to get this thing going there. And you kind of had to, like, take your you sort of had to take your boomerang and, like, scrape away at some of the moss, peel back a little bit of the bark down to get to the drier stuff, and you're able to get a small kindling going as the fire eventually lights up, illuminating the rest of the room.
This is just a metal lever.
Yep. There is, on the far side, you see a brass lever on the wall next to the door.
What's the door look like?
Well,
A
Plain
large
stone.
stone door.
And there's no other handles or anything.
Correct.
I can mage hand the. Well, it's like a lever, and it looks pretty obvious.
Yep. Pretty obvious.
D&D's nothing's obvious.
Do you pull the lever?
I think she's gonna mage hand it.
Okay. Are you going to mage hand it,
Yeah.
Willow?
In case. Yes.
Okay.
As long as no one thinks it's before.
So,
We don't see any other, like, doors, right?
No, not in this room. All right. You pull the handle, and as you do, a disturbingly loud scraping sound begins to sound out. Dust billowing as the thick stone door slides upward, revealing the area beyond. You can see that from around the corner, a magical light has illuminated a bit of the pathway ahead of you.
Woo. They zoomed in.
Rook will move stealthily up to the corner there.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll perception for traps.
What are you looking for?
I mean, looking for irregular. It's not going to matter what I'm looking for. I rolled a 9.
Okay. I mean, still, no, it's fine. I was gonna say,
you don't look for, like stones that might depress when you step on them.
Gotcha.
Wires, anything that's.
Yeah. So you're taking a look at this, like you're looking at the ground. Like I said, there's almost this like mossy overgrowth, across the ground. You are able to see, slight height deviations between the tiles, but nothing that's really alarming to you. And as you look through the door and you're checking it for wires, you see Rook just slowly creeps his way up to where this wall is. Rook, and to those that are standing here looking through the doorway, as you peer out into the hallway, you can see that there are 2 doors ahead of you, that also the hallway wraps around to the right. To the west, you see a metal portcullis gate, and to the north, you see another stone door. As you get up here, I know that I can't really show it too well, but I can do that. Glancing through the portcullis, from where you're standing, Rook, you're able to see that the corridor extends down, about another 20 feet before it comes to an intersection. And standing next to this portcullis, you can see right here that there is another brass lever.
Well, Rook seemingly safely made it there.
Willow, as you are starting to make your way up there, you do detect a little bit more magic coming, but it's still just that evocation, that same kind of faint aura around you.
And we see this statue you said.
Yeah, so as you guys make your way up into this small intersection, off to the right, excuse me. Ooh. Off to the right, you can see this large statue. I should have the picture here. Here we go. Oh crap! Oh, I scrolled too far. There you go. My bad. So yeah, when you as you guys look over to the passage that leads to the east, you can see that it goes into a much larger room. But you see that just before that is a statue of a male figure that has that appears to be with its hands spread out, almost as if it was holding something. And as you look to the ground, you can see that in front of it is a carved piece of marble that is sitting on the floor.
And it looks like that with that
Yes,
symbol on it.
as you glance at it, you see that the light on the other side of this hallway is illuminating it. You can see that it has the symbol of Kelemvor on it. And you can tell that it is broken.
But it doesn't look like the braziers we're looking for.
I mean, this does not look like a brazier, but it looks like a statue of Kelemvor.
Yep. So which way do we want to go? We got 2 doors. One with an obvious handle. Well, what seems like an obvious one. And there's nothing to indicate a handle on the door to the north.
Correct.
Maybe we should look to the open room.
All right. Osprey, are you joining them?
Not sure.
Yeah, there's another brazier out that way with dark vision.
Yeah,
or no, that room's lit.
Yes, actually, you're noticing that across all of these rooms, before you move from there, Willow, give me 1 second. Yeah, so as you peer over into this other room, you can see that this huge chamber ahead of you is supported by arched pillars, and the ceiling extends up to about 10 feet high. In the center of the room, you can see that there is an ornate brazier set up in the middle of the room. It is unlit, but there is light coming from the walls at different sources. But something that you take note of is that this overgrowth and this overgrowth that has sort of permeated this room, it has kind of made this room a little bit heavier. You can see that there is a lot more growth in this room, especially up more towards the ceiling, where it appears as if this fungal network has kind of descended down. You can still see bits and pieces of the original roof that extends further up. But it appears as if this fungal spread has kind of draped down into this area.
Is there anything interesting about the nook I'm standing next to?
Nope. Don't know why it's there.
Okay.
Yeah, I legit. I was like, legitimately. Why did the person who made this map not just do that and like block this whole area off? Could not tell you the answer.
Maybe so the statue, is the sword broken, or is it just broken off from the statue?
The statue, so in one hand it has the sword, in its other hand, which is kind of, I know you can't see it on that picture, but it's on the other side. It is outstretched almost as if it was holding that plate that is on the ground.
So can we just put the plate back in the hand?
Give it back.
I mean, if you would like to do that, you are more than welcome to.
Go right ahead. If it weighs 10 pounds or less, I can use my mage hand.
It actually weighs more than that. It is
Oh,
almost...
gosh, it looks...
Yes, it is like almost 50 pounds.
No,
So even both of our mage hands isn't
29.8.
enough.
Well, Tor's hands would be enough because he
Yeah.
can pick that up pretty easily.
Yeah, so Tor, you pick this up. As you do, you see like a bit crumbles off of it. You can see that laying on the ground in front of where the statue is, the bits and pieces of this plate are laying there in a heap.
Don't suppose anybody
Look,
knows
a
much about
line.
masonry.
Nope. I don't see any magic on this statue, so...
Anyone have mending?
Yes. Whatever her name is now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't. What are
Osprey.
you talking about?
Osprey used it in the,
Oh, that's true.
well,
Osprey does
when
have
she
it.
was Peregrine.
No, that is true. That is
That's
true.
how I know. It was used in the, farmhouse or wherever.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
I mean, we honestly don't know if this is important or if it's just flavor, but I do know that there's a door there with no.
Well, I mean, one of us
discernible
knows
key.
whether this thing has magic.
Yeah, there's no magic that I can detect,
Whoa,
presumably.
don't move that far. Or are you moving that far?
Yeah.
I need to know if
anyone
I
move anywhere.
Willow was starting to.
Well, my thought was like, because the door to the west clearly has a lever to pull to open it. The door to the north doesn't have any discernible handles or levers or anything.
Well, I
So-
can
And the
certainly
first door
use-
coming in had a mechanism to it.
Mm-hmm.
I can certainly use mending on the statue if you'd like. Just a cantrip, so I can definitely knock that out.
So it won't hurt anything to do it unless it, ends up activating something bad.
Lucas, quick question.
Yep.
Are you the one manipulating everyone's characters?
I mean, I am moving them if need be, like whenever I was, asked you if you were moving someone up and around.
Can you give me permission to move my character?
All you have to do is go up to the top left in the settings and select your character as a token. So if you go up to
The
settings,
drop
go
down.
to token, select Osprey, and then you will be able to move her. There you go.
Oh, that's what the fuck we're looking at. It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yes.
Same problem I had. Couldn't move my guy.
Yep. It's all good in the hood. And then yeah, if you look in the Discord chat, you'll see the second to most recent photo I posted is a statue of Kelemvor with a broken thing at its foot. And actually, everyone just roll me a quick history check.
Well, I think we established that Rook doesn't know shit about history.
Well, it's not so much history, it's more modern history.
Depends on the history.
Looks like it might be a 13.
Okay. And I would, funny enough, I will say it will kind of make sense that, so it'll kind of make sense that Osprey is the one that doesn't remember this. Willow, Rook, and Tor, you guys remember when you were back in Crespri-Toke talking to the town priest, talking to Pelurian Smith, that he had made a comment that if something was going on from the temple, that he was aware that there were these seals that created a protective bond, a protective warding bond around the temple, and if they were broken, it's possible that this could be one of the causes of what's going on. Osprey, you don't remember that because you really did not have the highest regard for that man. So you kind of ignored that comment.
True.
But yeah, so the three of you, as you're looking at this, you're starting to get this realization. This might be this might be a seal that he is referring to.
All right, well, let's definitely mend it then.
All right.
All right. So Osprey, you begin to cast the mending spell. There are 3 breaks in it, so it is going to take about 3 minutes to do this. So what is everyone doing in the meantime?
Providing cover fire.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Expecting bad things to happen.
well, I mean, we are in a I mean, yeah, basically, Tor's just standing alert, comfortable in the fact that he can't be surprised.
Okay. Comfortable in the fact that he can't be surprised. That is very true. So, as
Willow would ask everyone
mm-hmm.
if they are ready for her to try and light this brazier. Or are we going to wait till what happens with the shield or whatever
I
the
think we
heck it
should
is?
maybe do one thing at once.
All right. So,
I
yeah,
can just about light it from here with a mage hand.
I don't know how that would work.
I could carry a torch or any
If it's
similar.
one of the braziers, it has to be that striking rod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
The
needs
rod is light enough, but making an attack with a dagger isn't a valid use of mage hand, so somebody has to throw a knife.
Shoot it!
oh my god, I want to see that work so bad now. Just like
you have to roll
one,
20.
one of you has a mage hand with the striking rod, and another person is trying to throw a dagger at it just to hit it at the right angle. I've tried lighting one of those striking rods. They are fucking impossible.
Ugh.
Oh man.
Well, my boomerang's wooden, so that's not going to work.
So, did anything happen with this mending yet?
Yeah, so if nobody if everybody's just kind of hanging out there,
Waiting.
then yeah, basically what happens is you guys are about a few minutes, the 3 minutes needed go by as Osprey is casting mending on this plate, and as soon as she does on the last one, Willow, with your detect magic still active, you begin to get a sense of abjuration magic from this plate.
Can I go ahead and lift it into place then? And
Yes, as you do.
Yeah, I would let them know. There's the just be careful.
All right. So you sorry. You go and set this plate in the hands of the statue. As soon as you do, Willow, like I said, that abjuration aura just kind of begins to flow into this statue as you see that it is now emanating the same abjuration aura.
well, I feel that's done. Let's move on to the brazier.
Move on to
whatever
the
it is.
bracers. Okay. So,
Arcana wouldn't tell anything extra about the
what?
the statue, since it's now magicked.
I mean, if you want, you can roll Arcana to see if you can possibly, determine anything else about it. I mean, like the school itself.
It's abjuration.
Yeah. So you're not 100% about what this would be, or if it's a spell or anything like that. But you are aware that School of Abjuration emphasizes magics that block, banish, and protect. That it's almost as if it's a school of denial, of to deny, counterspell, for example, is a abjuration magic, but it's about ending harmful effects, protecting the weak, and banishing evil. So you imagine that this is probably, in fact, one of the seals that Pelorian Smith was telling you about.
Yeah. Just confirms what we thought it was. For protection.
All right. So, are you...
And it didn't seem...
Mm-hmm.
It did nothing to the door.
Did nothing to the door. You are correct.
Oh, that is what it is. Let's move on to the brazier.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, as you, like I said, as you step into this room, it is a huge chamber, supported by arch pillars, and as I said, the ceiling, even though you can see that it extends further up, it only goes up to about 10 feet before it hits this mossy, fungal overgrowth that is kind of hanging down around the entire place. Porches alongside the walls are revealing that there is a door to the north and one to the south. You also see that in the back corner, there is 3 sarcophagi that are lining the wall, and in the center of the room, you see a waist-high marble brazier carved with the symbol of Kelemvor. And it has a mutilated body sprawled out before it. There is wood stacked in the brazier, ready for lighting, suggesting that the body might have been, somebody attempting to light it at one time. Yep.
Wonder what happened to that guy.
Yeah, the number of people here who are dead and the complete lack of things that are trying to kill us is a bit of an uncomfortable contradiction.
Hmm. Well, we're here
Let's
to
be
end
ready.
this. Can I get my quarterstaff out? What do I have? And
Sure.
tentatively, prod the floor in front of me. How long's a quarterstaff?
It does not have reach, so you could tap the floor directly in front of you.
Quarterstaff's only about 6 feet.
Yeah.
So, one square.
Yeah, you could, like I said, you could
ahead.
hit one square directly in front of you.
So you'd whack Tor.
I just whacked
It's like
No,
smacking his feet.
He's already standing there. If something was going to happen, it probably would have happened by now. She test the little square straight in front of her if it seems safe. She's heading towards this brazier.
Yeah, you can
If it
You can definitely
doesn't
tell
seem
that, the floor is there.
that it's there.
Yeah.
But carefully, one at a time. And I assume this is not detecting magic beyond those sconces. Anything new?
Correct. All right, I need you to stop right there.
Okay. Do a dance.
No. Well, you might do a dance. Excuse me.
What? She's
Um,
the floor.
Okay, that's what I need to
Who
know.
wants to go?
I had this lack of information that I was dealing with over here, and I'm like, fuck me. Go that, and it is okay. Sorry, I was dealing with a very lack of information here on my part. I thought I had this information already written down, and I didn't. Sorry. Yeah. So, as you step past the pillars that are closest to the entrance of this room, that is when you notice that the fungal growth above you begins to shift and almost rustle a bit. And as soon as you walk past that point, you see the lights on the walls over here. It flickers out, as does the one up here. I don't know if that does anything. Yes, there we go. That's what I wanted. I want the hidden button. I also need to disable the vision, or the light on it. As does the one down here and the one down there. Tor, as you're seeing this, you're recognizing that this room has basically just gone pitch black. Willow and Rook, you guys can see that the overgrowth above you that is rustling about, masses begin to descend, and that is when you see a large horde of fungal creatures dropping to the ground with moist, damp squelches as they stand ready in defiance of your attempt to reach this brazier. I need everyone to roll initiative.
All right.
These creatures, do they look similar to anything the undead we've encountered thus far?
No.
I presume not.
No, in fact, they do not.
There are so many of them.
There are. In fact, as they all sort of drop to the ground, especially the one right around the corner, Willow and Rook, you guys are able to see that they look like the creature on the right-hand side there. But there are still some humanoid-esque features in this thing. So I'll put it up. I'll put the picture up in the Discord so that you guys can see what it looks like. Yeah, like I said, it is the one on the right. So they are medium humanoid-looking creatures that have very fungal-esque features about them. And like I said, as you peer around the room, you can see that they all sort of descend out of this overgrowth above you, and they all take a defensive stance against you all. I'm definitely going to say that I'm going to argue that it is because of Tor's Great Club of Warning that you guys are not surprised as soon as Willow crossed that threshold past those two pillars, Tor, your club is just like vibrating like a cell phone in your hand, and your mother hasn't been able to get a hold of you for hours, and this thing is about to like fly out of your hand, and you call out to the group. And we're going to lead off with Rook.
Crew, be ready.
Yeah, I will say that from where you're standing, Tor, you can see like the one that is right here. As soon as that one hit the ground, like that was what really sold it for you. Rook, it is your turn.
Am I in melee with that one?
It is behind a pillar, so it would have cover if you wanted to hit it with melee. I will say that it has at least half cover.
But it will affect ranged attacks there.
I mean, if you're trying to shoot it, it would still have half cover. Its AC is going to be bumped up.
No, I mean, are my ranged attacks at disadvantage?
Oh, yeah, because it's still within 5 feet of you.
I'm gonna step away with relying on the cover, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you're also going to have half cover from it. So it is going to try and strike out at you. Oh, yeah, no, that misses. Okay.
Right, I cast Branding Smite and take a shot at...
This one? Okay. Go ahead and roll. This is going to deal extra radiant. Okay. Unfortunately, that misses.
Alright, that's fine. Still concentrating on Branding Smite.
Yep. Willow, it is your turn.
So would it be an action to try and light this brazier?
Yes, it would be an action to try and light the brazier.
I think I'm holding out hope that lighting the brazier would make these things, I don't know, afraid? Maybe even go away? So I'm gonna try and light the brazier with this flint thingamajigger that I have.
Alrighty then.
I can't move.
I need you to what, you can't move?
Yeah, I don't know why. I was
There you go.
anyhow, I'm here.
Alright, I need you to make a DC, or yeah, I need you to make a dexterity check to try and light the fire. Yes.
Dex. Man.
Yep.
Who's better at Dex? I should have handed it over to someone else.
Funny enough, everyone is
That's not
better than
seem
you,
true.
but no one is better than anyone else. Everyone has a +2. None of you are really like super Dexy builds, so
So, I'm sorry.
yes, roll a dexterity check. So you start like you start fumbling around with this. With everything that's just happening, you're grabbing at this striking stone, and you're taking your dagger, and you're making these strikes at this thing. But eventually, you hit it at just the right angle. With every hit from your dagger, you are seeing these bright yellow sparks, sort of striking off it. But once you hit it at the right angle, these sparks hit into the tinders that are inside of the brazier, and that is whenever you see that it illuminates into a bright blue glow.
Okay, well, with that done, I'd probably no one's next to me for an opportunity attack,
Correct.
and all my spells are. I'm gonna back up then.
Okay.
I was really hoping those things would run off.
Sorry, I gotta make a big ass circle here.
Oh man.
I'm glad I'm not in that circle.
Uh-oh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger.
I honestly just had to see how far out it extended because I never really took that into consideration. But all I need to know is that it just doesn't hit the top, the far corners, so I'm good. But yes, this room is now illuminated by this bright blue glow.
And
Uh,
is Dragon's Breath. That's a bonus action. Or reaction.
I'm gonna assume that you stepped that way. Dragon's Breath is a bonus action, so you cast that. You cast that as a bonus action, and then you have to use your action to expel the energy. So you already used your action, but you do have your bonus action.
Yeah. Shit. I'm gonna cast it anyhow.
Okie dokie. You cast Dragon's Breath. I'm assuming on yourself.
Yeah. Unless somebody else wants to breathe Dragon Breath. I doubt it.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Well,
So true.
volunteering at the moment. Wait a minute. The Dragon's Breath's 2nd level? Jesus.
Yeah, it's a really powerful spell. And it can be upcast later to give yourself even more damage.
Oh,
All right, is that your turn?
yeah.
All right. Tor.
All right. What I'm gonna do? Ooh, is M1 the one that Rook shot at?
No, that was M9. That is the
Okay,
one just down here.
I'm hidden anyway, so
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, I guess I should say for Tor, as soon as this light goes up, you just see all of these fungal undead creatures just beginning to march their way towards you intruders.
Wait. We could tell they were undead?
I mean they kind of look like I said, they look far more fungal than anything that you've seen, but I did say that you can still see some humanoid features within them.
Does a 24 hit?
Definitely.
I figured.
Well, I asked because the protection from evil good, I didn't know they were undead. As opposed to some other creature
I mean,
entirely,
technically,
but
you
alone.
don't know that they are undead right now. So they
Good to
appear
know.
like, you know, you are in a crypt where undead creatures have been an issue, so it's very good to assume. All right, 6 points of damage.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my key and do a flurry.
Nice. Get yourself 2 extra attacks. That's a big fucking area. I gotta get rid of your aura real fast because that's confusing the shit out of me.
I'm
Looks like it's
surprised
gonna
you
be
didn't.
a 10. Does a 10 hit?
10 does not hit.
All right, and then the second.
Yeah, we got the.
God, I hate how long this thing takes.
I don't know why yours takes so long. It's crazy.
And plus, it's like so frustrating because it just rolled around on the 20,
yeah,
and then at the end it rolled to the 2.
that's
Like
weird.
it must have been rolling around on the 20 for a good like 10 seconds as it bounced around the screen, and then it just goes doot. So glad I could waste my key. So my armor class is effectively a 17 now, though. So
okay. Here, do me a favor, Eric. Open up a new tab and go to D&D Beyond, and up at the top where it has collections, go to My Dice. And when you get there, there's a button that says Settings across from where it says My Dice, just above where it says Currently Enabled. I would say make sure that you have whatever's on there, like particle effects and vibration, turned down, and turn your shadow quality to low. Because that might, I mean, I don't know if those are on or if it's set to higher, but that might affect it.
my dice.
Yep. And there's a button that says
It's
Settings.
So vibration is on, particle effects are on, shadow quality is high.
Yeah, I would turn shadow to low and turn off both vibration and particle effects. I also have sound effects completely turned down, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't really need them.
Yeah, but that might help you out a bit because I know that I mean, at least the shadow quality that might speed things up. So, but we will see.
Yeah, let me get back to.
So yeah, you got your attacks in. Is that everything on your turn?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. All right. You see these things. They begin to step forward in pursuit of you. Actually, Tor, when you struck this creature in front of you, you hear that all of these other ones in the room, when you hit this thing, it lets out when you hit it, you see that almost like a cloud appears around it, almost as if you punched a dusty punching bag, how you would get that cloud that kind of appears around it. But as soon as you do that, you hear this like shuddering, squeaking noise coming from all of these other creatures around you.
Wait, they...
All right. So, yep, they're going to move closer. Okay. Now, as they are moving closer, you're noticing this far more with the ones that are on the far side of the room that are starting to march towards you, but you're seeing that as they are moving closer to this blue flame in the brazier, blue flames almost are like rippling up their body, burning away some of this fungus. And you can see that it is starting to wear them down almost, this flame. Oh, didn't mean to do that one.
Good call on lighting the brazier, crew.
They are a little bit bloodied.
But number 10 is going to go up. And yeah. Rook, as this creature moves up to you, it ejects a cloud of spores that encompasses you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay. So as you know, you cover your mouth, you cough this away. It does not affect you. Core, I need you to make the same saving throw. Huh. Still takes a while.
So it's sitting there mocking me with a 3.
Ooh. All right. Oh shit, actually. Actually, you know what? Rook and Willow, I actually need you guys both to make this as well.
Ugh. How dare I? What was
I
it?
just
A
made that.
Constitution?
I know. I need you to make another one. This is for a
Only
different
do
effect.
one?
You only need to do one, yeah. So, also, saving throw, not a check. So yours would be plus 2 more.
Sorry.
So it's all good. All right, Rook got an 8, Tor got a 5. Okay. Jesus.
You sure you're not getting hit with spores? You've been sneezing all night.
I know. Oh, shit. Man. So, this creature moves up to you, and it explodes out this cloud of spores. As it does,
Like on the edge of this little circle.
I know. As it does, the two of you begin to get this like haze in your head. I need both of you to roll me a D100. Nice. Rook and Tord, you guys, I need you both to make roll D100s.
Oh.
Do your shit, baby.
That's either really good or really bad.
Oh.
Oh, let's hope high numbers are good.
For real.
It's like you take 97 points of damage.
You die 3 times over.
That's it. You're just dead. Sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to, but guess that's the case. No. All right.
Ryan and I both lose characters again.
Yeah. Nope. So 32 and a 97. Awesome. 2 and 97. Okay, so Rook, as soon as this happens, you you're trying to blast, smack this away as best as you can. But after a moment, you look down at your arms, and it almost appears as if this fungal coating is starting to cover your arms. And for Tor, you actually just for a moment, kind of soon as this hits you and you breathe in these spores, you almost just sort of stare off into space for a moment, until you're brought back. So I'm going to send you guys these in private messages.
Oh no.
So this is for Tor. And this is for Rook. All right. Osprey, you see these creatures that descended from the ceiling. They're beginning to breathe these clouds of spores onto your allies. Andrew.
See here. I guess M10. I'm gonna shoot from the shotgun.
All right.
This is my boomstick.
Oh yeah, nat 20, baby.
All right. How do you handle crits again?
The way that I handle crits is that you get to deal. You roll as you normally would, but then we double, or I give you the maximum of whatever your dice pool is. And the thing to keep in mind, because these creatures are undead plants, this is going to deal extra damage. Because if I'm not mistaken, your weapon deals extra damage to undead creatures.
Yep.
So that means that you're going to roll 3d8 plus 2, and it's automatically going to deal 24 points of damage, which means you don't have to roll. Because this motherfucker is so far beyond dead that it's not even funny.
Okay.
But if you would like to roll, you are more than welcome to. I would never stop you.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I just imagine Rook standing there, just he's looking down at his arms. He sees these fungal, infections almost on him, as all of a sudden this creature that's in front of him is blown to bits, by this shotgun blast that kind of rings out across the room.
Has anyone been hit?
Nobody's taken damage.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess that's my turn.
All right. So the rest of these are going to march forward.
That's a lot of myconids.
Yes, it is.
There's so many.
But
So many.
As I said, because Willow had the foresight to to light this fire. You could see that as these creatures are moving through this room, this blue flame is just flicking up their body, just eviscerating and burning away at this moldy, undead growth on them. And you can see that they are far weaker by the time that they are reaching you. But I need to go back through and see who is going to get some hits. Okay. So we're going to go... yeah. Willow, Tor, and Rook. I need you guys to make Constitution saving throws again. Okay, that's a save.
Oh, thank goodness.
That's also a save. Damn, 22s? Fuck, 18? God damn it!
Boo-hoo.
Probably just better off hitting you guys. That's no fun. Yeah,
But
you,
instead of breathing on us.
yeah, you see these mycenoids, or myconoids, they all approach you and they're just, expelling these spores into your faces. And that's going to be Rook's turn.
Did any of that require a concentration check?
No, because you didn't do anything. Like, nothing affected you. And the thing that is affecting you, actually, kind of forgot that you had brand. Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and roll a concentration check. See, it's not, but it's not against anything. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a concentration save.
All right. Is that
It'll be 10. It'll be the DC 10. Because you
is
didn't
that like
take.
sorry, what is that?
Sorry, Constitution. It's a Constitution saving throw.
I have advantage on concentration.
Cool. I'll give it to you,
Because
but
of that
it's
feat.
normally when you take damage. This one isn't because you took damage, but I'll give it to you. Yeah, you pass. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like things messing with him might kind of be the definition of breaking concentration.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. There's no good way to get out of this situation, so what he's gonna do is actually pop True Strike, and then attempt to shoot
Okay.
M9.
All right. Go ahead and roll, and just remember this is going to be made with disadvantage. Oh, that hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. I think you're going to be dealing, 4d8 plus 5? Or no, 2d8 plus 2d6 because of Branding Smite. Oh, yeah. You blast this. You put the barrel of your gun up against this chest. You get almost a giddy feeling from your gun as you press this thing into this. As you press your gun into this thing's chest, pull the trigger, and just obliterate it as these radiant flames that are kind of encompassing its body just disintegrate it. Would you like to do anything else? Don't know if you want to move or anything like that.
With that one out of the way, he's gonna take a step.
Okay. All right. Willow.
I'm just gonna breathe lightning because that's what normally happens.
All right.
At M11 because that one's pretty much my only option. Unless I will go take a walk first.
Yep.
It says Dex 13 in the little box.
Right, which means that this creature has to make a dexterity saving throw of DC 13, which it succeeds because I rolled a 20. But that means it's going to take half damage,
Oh.
so you still need to roll.
Good.
Good enough, because that's enough to zap this thing into oblivion.
Perfect.
All right.
I guess we'll just stay here and wait to move,
Okay.
depending on who gets closer to me or doesn't.
All right, Tor, you are currently surrounded by two of these creatures.
Go ahead and attack M1 with my club.
Okay. Yeah, I will say that you actually see that M1 does not have the flames licking up its body.
It's gonna be a nat.
Oh my god. Okay. Yep.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and roll the damage. And just keep in mind you're going to roll normally, so you're only going to roll one. So in this case, I know it always doubles it, and I've made this point across every one of the other games I've ran. If you just click it when it does the crit damage, we always go with the first number. So that'll be 4, and then it's +4, and then you're automatically going to get 8 on top of that. So that's 16 points of damage. And you already punched this thing in the face before. So that was enough to just...
I think I did 6 damage before.
Yeah. So, yeah, with a total of 16 points of damage right there, you destroy this thing as it falls to the ground.
I'm going to do my bonus attack on M2.
Okay.
I think it's going to miss.
You guys ever want a really good drink? Go and get those things of Mio, those water flavors. That does definitely miss. Get a thing of black cherry Mio and put it in lime seltzer, like LaCroix or bubbly or something like that. Really
It's
fucking
funny.
good.
I started drinking LaCroix.
I love cherry and lime.
And I found the coconut flavored LaCroix today, and it is the fucking bomb.
Yeah, that's why I've been drinking this cherry lime seltzer for the past 2 weeks. I fucking love it, and I started buying the bigger things of Mio just because of it.
Must be.
I'm just glad I found something that completely replaces soda for me.
Oh yeah, that's what I love about this.
Yeah.
It just gives me the energy, so it's kind of like an energy drink. All right,
That's it for me. So
cool. Oh man, I was really kind of hoping that I was really kind of hoping that I would have gotten these guys to you before you lit the flames.
I like how that guy died when he got near me. They're just all splatting.
Yeah, they basically like hit the ground, just the flames burning their body as they get to you. Osprey, it's your turn.
All right, we're gonna move on up.
There's a few more left.
Let's see here, and we'll shoot M8 because he's right fucking.
Yep. Unfortunately, that misses.
Well, fuck him then.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I imagine like the flames burning his body has created this perfect spread pattern that your buckshot just kind of like passes harmlessly through those specific holes. But it's not a big deal because Willow kind of fucked me over and lit the flames. They all die a burning, horrible death. As the flames literally like, eviscerate their bodies into nothing but clouds of ash and spores.
Immolation.
Yep.
Uh,
And
I
combat
feel
is
that I was taking a risk that it would make them like overpowered.
yeah, well, that wasn't the case.
No, I think we knew that it wouldn't be more powerful because it was
I don't
lighting is what needs to be done to.
makes the balance. Well, I only lit one.
Well, that's because the other one's somewhere else. All
Wasn't
right.
sure it would be enough.
But so with that, you see that these creatures' bodies burn up from this holy flame that is emanating from this brazier. And as it does, you also look up into the ceiling and you see that the overgrown mossy coverage up there is receding back as well. It's not like, crawling away or anything like that, but this, like, where this light is hitting it, it's kind of like receding.
Tor's just gonna stare at the fire.
It's very pretty.
Yeah,
blue.
I've got an arm over the fire, not quite taking any burn damage.
Yeah, so Tor, as you as you're just staring into this fire, Rook, you're looking down at your arms.
What does fire resist do exactly?
Do you have fire resistance? Oh, it
Yeah.
means that if something deals you fire damage, you take half of that. So, I mean, you wouldn't be able to like stick your arm into the fire. That would be fire immunity. But you could definitely like get closer to the fire without taking nearly the damage that anybody else could.
Yeah, so he's as close to the fire as he can be as a tiefling without actually taking fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
Whoosh.
Yeah, you guys, Willow and Osprey, and Tor, you guys see Rook just like kind of like putting his arm like really close to this fire. The fire is hot from where you guys are standing. You can tell there is heat coming off of it. But you see he's like holding his arm to it, almost like, pressing it near the flames. It's not going away, Rook.
Yeah.
So over
You
here
best
is
get the rest
great.
of all this seals fixed up. Not sure that fungal taint's gonna go away without all the power this place has.
As he says that, you all sort of or wait, no, I'm sorry. I guess whenever you say that, you could be referring to everything around. Because I do want to make it known to Tor, Willow, and Osprey, you don't see anything on his arm that he's like, holding up to the flame.
Okay.
To be honest, Tor's not even really paying attention to what he's doing.
Yeah, Tor's just kind of like standing there.
Yeah. I was just thinking it was a tiefling thing, I guess.
Yeah, possibly.
Or he's just cold. So, are we gonna stand around? Or
Tor
we
is.
got some doors? Okay.
We best we best just check the room and move on. This ain't gonna do any good staring at this fire. What is there anything noteworthy about the sarcophagi?
You take a look at the sarcophagi. You can see that they're all closed, but they they're all fairly like nondescript. They're all, very very plain. They have a stone lid on it, and there's nothing really that stands out about it.
Nothing seems to have come out of these, so best leave them alone.
For now, they have no markings whatsoever. It's weird.
Well, if it's anything like
So
those mushroom things, I doubt even if they were brought back as one of those, they could lift that lid.
good assessment. So these doors look extremely similar to the one we used before.
The doors to the doors to the south, and the doors to the north and south. Oh shit, I'm sorry. They're already supposed to be open. My apologies.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry.
This whole time?
Yeah, that was my bad. I forgot to click them.
Okay.
That was my bad.
I'm just wondering if I would have tried to go through one of them during our mini battle, but it's unimportant now.
I don't know why you would.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
never
know.
explore new
To hide.
areas during the fight.
Probably wouldn't, but
Like that whole thing
all
of
right,
it's like all right, we're attacked by 17 goblins. It's like I run down the hall to the next door.
I'm hiding
Oh.
from the 17 goblins.
Well, you go into the room and there's 14 kobolds.
That's right.
Oh,
You draw
man.
them back to your group.
Perfect.
I guess I would
Kobolds and goblins are
rather
natural
fight.
enemies.
Yeah, they are actually. I would rather fight less kobolds than more goblins too, because they're a little easier. But
You have interrupted a war council meeting where they were planning a truce. Now they're both attacking you.
All
How's
right,
that
quick.
for
I'll hold them
natural?
off. You find evidence that they were planning to betray each other.
Or make it up on your way out.
yeah, I'll just make a bluff check.
That's right. Oh,
Is it really a bluff if it's inevitable?
Oh man.
I think that's diplomacy.
So we've got a few doors, don't we?
So
North,
Yeah, that one's
south,
got some sort of shiny
and
box
the
behind it.
far west, east. My cursor is stuck on the map. Sorry.
did repairing that seal do anything visible to either of the doors, or was that just
No, it did not.
all right? Guys, want to go
Okay.
north or south first?
Let's take a peek to the north. It looks to me like it might be a closet or something.
What's
Cool.
going on in here?
All right.
Wait.
So
Nope, bigger than I thought.
as you step into there, you see that this chamber has an ornately carved bas reliefs along the walls, showing the symbols of Kelemvor alongside magical inscriptions. The same inscriptions cover a sarcophagus on the far north side of the wall into that little inset there. And this one is far more ornate than the others that you saw in the main crypt. And just in front of it, you also see that there is a large chest. Willow still having. I will say that because the 10 minutes is going to start ticking down here. Your detect magic is giving you auras of warding and binding spells.
Ow. Warding and binding. That sounds dangerous.
I mean, I didn't come here to do any grave robbing, so Unless
I
anything here seems to be related to the seals.
yeah, does it look like religious seals or
Uh,
scales or whatever?
like I said, you can see that the walls have the symbols of Kelemvor on it. The only thing that is kind of standing out about the sarcophagus is that it is set with large red gems just beneath the lid.
And do a perception check on or it'd be perception or investigate to see if the chest is trapped at all.
That would be perception. Or, you know what? No, it would be... I'll give you investigation, because you are investigating it. Yes. Does not appear to be trapped or anything like that you can see physically.
And Willow, you said that it was the chest or the sarcophagus giving off the magic vibes?
It's more the room.
The room.
Oh, I didn't grasp that when you were saying it, but sure. The room.
Well,
Warding behind.
I'm just curious. Does anyone mind if I just open the thing to see what's in it?
Well,
It's fine
that's
by
on
me,
you.
but I think we lost one.
Yeah. Where's Tor?
Tor is still standing, staring into the fire.
Okay, cool. Osprey, if you want to check that out, go right ahead.
All right.
I want to see what Tor's doing.
All right, I'll
Tentatively.
hold position here.
I'll open the chest.
All right. Yeah. So, as soon as you do, I need Osprey. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
There it is.
Oh, a
Not
12.
too bad. Little low.
As soon as you do this, the lid to this the lid to this chest bursts open. And you actually see that the lid to the sarcophagus also opens. And from within, you are accosted by this blast of air and debris. As you are pushed back towards the door, you are going to take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
All right.
So I gotta readjust the map here. Yeah, so you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you are blasted up against the wall.
Is that loud?
Yes, it's very loud, in fact, because what's even louder is the sound of the stone door coming crashing down, impeding Rook or Osprey from leaving there, as you see dressed in gleaming knight's armor jumping up out of the sarcophagus is a wight, as the lights in this room turn red and begin to pulse. So I need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Isn't this the sort of thing you say
Everybody.
Kelemvor wouldn't be in favor of?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem right. Is that an everybody initiative or just them two because they're shot nearby? So
Well, we have to get into combat eventually, right?
I mean, I'm having you guys roll.
Probably.
You will have that moment of realization.
That fucking sucked.
Oh shit.
Yeah, say this. I am never going first on initiative. This is the last time I've ever rolled initiative. It's always been a fucking 1.
Jesus. Oh, there is actually something I was gonna bring up to every one of my games. So, man, that is rough. What I was gonna do is I was going to have it where if you ever roll a nat 20 on initiative, that you are going to get advantage on your first attack. And I'm not going to start it now because I don't want to just spring this on you guys. And I'm still kind of deciding if I want to do it in the opposite, where if you roll a nat 1, you would get disadvantage. But I don't necessarily want to punish you guys that bad because it does kind of suck, getting that nat 1. But I do want to start doing it where if you get a nat 20 on initiative, you get advantage on your first attack.
You could handle it with surprise too.
True. Yeah, I mean, you would get, but that would just give you another turn. Like, if you got surprise, that just gives you a whole nother turn. So, we'll see. I've been sort of mulling it around in my head, if I've wanted to do this. All right. So yeah, as soon as this happens, you see this creature jumps out of this sarcophagus as it stands before you, and I'm going to say, actually, it starts its turn there. Seeing you, Osprey, pressed up against the wall, you are prone at the moment, and it is going to try and swipe at you. And actually, let me see.
Let's hope it stays a try.
That is what I thought. Yes. That's a miss. So this thing seems to be trying to suck the life out of you as it's trying to swipe down at you. But it misses. But it is Rook's turn.
All right.
Oh, actually, I need you to make a real fast. I need you to make a DC, or make an intelligence save. Yeah, at the start of your turn. Okay. So I actually don't have any way of like doing this in game, but you see that it's these lights on the walls, they are pulsing red. And it is you can see that they are pulsing red and is becoming very distracting to you. So you are going to have disadvantage on your attacks for this turn.
That was likely to happen anyway, so...
Also, I don't do double disadvantage for... I don't know if that was ever a thing in old versions of D&D. I also don't do double advantage where you can roll 3 times unless you actually have the one thing that does that, which is lucky.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a shot here for starters.
Yeah. That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right,
Damn.
hold on. While
Ooh.
he's
Yeah,
doing
sorry, I
that,
rolled those two separately for the.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm going to, as a reaction, is this count as piercing or slashing damage?
It is
Yes.
piercing.
Yes, it do.
Okay, I'm going to cast Exacerbate.
Yes!
A creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 2d4 necrotic damage at the beginning of each of its turn for the spell's duration.
Yes! All right, 18 points of damage. And it needs to make a... Oh, that succeeds.
Damn it.
I'm not sure necrotic would have been the most effective damage type anyway.
I mean, it has resistance. All right. But you definitely, you blast this thing, and you can see that it is, it has taken an immense amount of damage, from this blast. So Willow, on the other side, you're watching as, Tor's attention is completely paid into this flickering flame. And as you're going over trying to say something to him and talk to him, you hear the sound of a massive stone door directly behind you just go boom right into the ground, as you see Tor blinks and looks up. And as you peer over your shoulder, you see that the door to where Osprey and Rook are is now closed.
Right, so the time for them to try and open the... I don't even remember what they were, the chest or whatever. Wasn't enough time for her to be like, hey, to try to get Tor's attention
Well, the
first.
door slamming down snaps him out of it. That
Yeah.
loud noise.
Yeah, the chest apparently wasn't locked, so it only took us probably only took a couple seconds to swing
Yeah.
the lid off.
Yep.
All right. I guess she'd still be continuing with getting his attention, and after she hears that and be like, it seems our friends are in trouble. Yeah. She'll leave the questioning of why he wasn't with us till later.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, the door was already open. I guess she'd try and mage hand the lever because it was already open. So I guess.
Okay. You cast Mage Hand and you pull the lever on the door, and as soon as you do, you can see Osprey and Rook on the inside fighting this creature in kind of gothic style armor, and for what it's worth, it looks like this.
I want to say it's awesome, but it's kind of terrifying.
I mean, it's a white. It is pretty awesome.
Anyhow, shit, that's my action, right? Yeah,
Yes.
the mage hand's in action.
Mm-hmm. Is that everything that you are doing?
Quicken turns an action into a bonus action. So
Mm-hmm.
I turn around. I can see this armored creature.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd probably try and quicken it.
Quicken what?
Do lightning dart.
So you cannot cast. You can't cast two cantrips.
No way.
So you already casted
Oh.
Mage Hand. So you could cast a full level spell as a bonus action, quickening it.
I forget what Witch Bolt does. I feel like Witch Bolt's really. Oh, does Witch Bolt make the same? It's the same target over and over.
Witch Bolt is the one that is concentration, where you hit a creature and then you can automatically deal that damage on subsequent turns using your action.
Okay. I'll try and cast.
Okay. Go
Witch
ahead and roll
Bolt
to hit.
this
Make sure that you expend a use of one of your sorcery points.
Oh, I'll get them.
Yeah, that definitely hits. So you can roll your 1d12. Unless you're upcasting it, you can roll your 2d12. All right. 9 points of damage, and you are currently concentrating on Witch Bolt.
I kind of want my character to face the other way, but that's never been a thing. Just casting it behind her, blind. It's working though.
You mean rotating her like that?
Wait, how'd you do that?
Because I can do that. I can rotate things on my side.
I wanted to do.
Yeah, it's just because of the tokens that I use, it does not look good doing that. It just looks so janky. All right, Tor, you snap out of this haze that you're in, staring into these flames of Kelemvor, and you can see this red pulsating light coming from the room to the north, where you see Rook and Osprey faced off against something that is opposing them. From your angle, it's a little bit. You're a little bit less sure of what this thing is.
Okay. Let me check something real quick.
No sense of urgency currently.
Who doesn't have a sense of urgency?
I'm just kidding. The guy who's staring into the flames for a little too long.
Because I failed my saving throw. I was trying to find if there was something that let me. I thought there was, but I guess there's not. Something to avoid tax of opportunity, but I don't. It actually is something to
dash.
Disengage.
Or yeah, disengage. Sorry, not dash.
I don't think you're gonna see any though.
Well, if I go to where I can attack the thing, I'm gonna pass right.
You'd have to leave its threatened area to provoke.
Right.
Well, I move through the into this one, and then into this one. So
right, but you never leave his circle of influence. As long as you don't move more than 5 feet away from him, you can move around him all you want.
Yeah, it's different in 5e than previous edition.
Yeah, it's different than Pathfinder then.
Right. Yeah. So like moving, if Osprey was here and then moved up here, no opportunity attack. If she was here and then moved this way, that would be an opportunity attack.
Looks like it's going to be a 16.
That hits.
Come on.
Yeah, and I will say that once
10 damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a key.
Oh, it's already dead.
Sorry, what?
It's already dead. You don't have to spend key.
Oh, well.
Because what I was going to say is with every pulsation from these lights, Rook and Osprey, you guys definitely saw this. It was almost wincing at these pulsing lights. And as soon as this thing is killed, you see that the lights on the walls, they begin to dim as they go back to their normal orange color.
Okay. That made no sense at all.
Maybe they were trying to make some sort of points?
I'm using way too much magic for these creatures.
Maybe this is some sort of
Prodax
prison
that
cell
didn't
for that thing.
So did the white jump out of the chest or the sarcophagus?
The sarcophagus.
And is there anything left of the chest after it exploded?
Yes, you see strewn across the ground. It kind of exploded back into where the sarcophagus is. You see there is you see amidst some rubble and debris a small coin purse, as well as a short sword, and oh wait, yeah, sorry, a short sword that has a silvered handle as well as a silver scabbard.
Hey Willow, you know magic and whatnot. Can you look at this thing for me?
Yeah, can I start with an arcane not just detect magic?
The last time I tried to look at something, yeah, not
Um,
Hana.
well, I mean, you definitely get a sense of magic from this. And you get a slightly like a evocation coming from it.
can I draw the sword?
Yes. As you draw the sword, as you pick it up, you grab the silvered handle, you pull it from its silver scabbard, revealing a silvered blade.
This seems ostentatious. And also brittle.
So for what it is worth, this is a obviously silvered short sword.
If we find any undead werewolves, we'll be glad to have that, but
Um, yeah, as you are looking at this, I will say that who knows? You know what? I'll say most of you you see that there is almost like this on the silvered scabbard. There's almost this like spiderweb design that kind of gives you like a drowish feel to it. But like I said, as you are looking at this, this is a silvered short sword.
that would explain it. Yeah. On account of the association between silver and the moon.
I'll put the white's remains back in its sarcophagus and close it.
Okay. Yep. You take the armor that is laying there as well as the sword that it has. You place it back into the sarcophagus and replace the lid.
All right. Well,
So go to
I bled for this thing. I'll how much money is it? How much money is in the coin purse?
15 gold.
All right, cool. So
You did
took
leave half of
you
it
took-
back at the door.
You took 1 point of bashing damage.
Wait,
Thrown back against the wall.
I call this a net gain.
Yeah, I mean, you spent 5 to get in, may as well make a little bit.
Yeah. And if this silver sword doesn't amount to anything other than just being ornamental, we can break it down and sell it for more.
I was gonna say, as you're saying that, Osprey, if you want to roll just a general intelligence check, you might be able to ascertain the value of it.
Jesus,
Why did I
Just-
suddenly lose control of my character? I can't move him now.
I don't know.
The
intelligent.
infection is progressing.
I guess I'm spacing out again.
Would this be an intelligent? This wouldn't be intelligence save, would it?
No, yeah, just intelligence check. Yep, you can just click the +1 under intelligence. I mean, you figure so. As a death cleric, as somebody who has dealt with the undead, silvering objects is something that is fairly costly. That silvering a weapon can cost upward of 100 gold. So, and this represents not only the cost of the silver, but the time and expertise needing to do this. Not only that, but the scabbard also being made of silver as well. So you kind of imagine, to find the right buyer, you might be able to get like a gold, like a good 150 to 200 gold out of this on the right buyer, or breaking it down into its base components. You might be able to get like a good 100 pieces of gold just out of material.
But they did say, all right, yeah.
Wasn't there magic emanating from it
there's
too?
the
Though?
other thing is, like,
Evocation
there's
magic.
some sort of evocation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that it's a +1. It's a +1 silvered. My bad.
Oh.
I kept saying it in my head. I every time I made that.
Well, what you kept saying to us was a silvered
silvered short sword. Yeah.
Well, a lot of emphasis on the sword part.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you want to Osprey, if you want to add that 15 gold to your currency, and make sure you take out that that 4 gold that you sacrificed to get into here.
Inventory. There we go.
So Tor peeking in the room to the south. Appears to be a fancier sarcophagus here.
Yes, slightly fancier. As you peek into this room, it's a small chamber featuring a single sarcophagus, slightly more ornate than those in the larger chamber. You see that a destroyed creature sprawled out at the foot of the sarcophagus, humanoid in nature. Its splintered skull all but removed by some massive object. And in front of you, you see that object, a spear coming out of one of the 2 holes in the wall, which must have at one time been part of a trap guarding this area. And it's in fact at that point that you glance down, and I will say with your passive perception, which since you're the only one who's down there with a high enough one, you can actually see that and you were also checking this before, the 2 plates on the ground, as soon as you go into this door, appear as if they are able to be depressed.
Oh, unlike the other plates.
Correct. Yes, these ones have had their melancholy days.
Maybe they can be cheered up too.
Hey guys, it'll be okay.
They're like, thanks, Tor. We feel better already. Do you want to step on us?
Nope.
Ooh.
I think life's done that enough. But I mean, clearly the trap's been triggered.
Clearly, yes, yes. As you see that the spears are already extended out.
So does the corpse have any stuff?
Nope. It just appears to have rags on it, just like clothing, old moldy clothing.
I mean, there was some armor, and on the other one, we didn't bother with that.
Can you wear armor?
Up to medium, but it was a little bit on the
Um,
macabre side, even for me.
It's yeah, I'm not here to lift lids. I say we find the next brazier.
Sure.
Yeah, portcullis down the other end might be a next step.
And I think with that, that's a good place to stop for tonight because, my God, it's 1:30. It's almost 1:30.
I
So,
will say,
mm-hmm.
I didn't expect this little bitty thing to where we 4 sessions in and definitely need a 5th one just for
Yep.
this
Well,
homebrewed one shot.
Yep. Well, unless it's one of those situations where I am like, when I'm running for new players and like introducing people to D&D, where it's just like, hey, we're going to run this goblin encounter and it's up to you guys how you want to run it, Yeah, and they can do it whether it's, combat, whether they try and do diplomacy, whether they, fucking ignore them and just walk around and, whatever. And in that case, it's like, all right, we're going to play this. We're going to run this encounter. And as soon as this is done, we're done. And it's like, maybe there's enough people from that want to continue, then I have like one more thing that they can do. But I never go beyond that. And when I was getting this ready, I was like, all right, yeah, we'll have a zombie fight, like a horde of zombies, and then like there's gonna be this thing out in a field, and I kind of want it to be wave combat, and then that changed, obviously, and then I was like, all right, now I'll have them go through the fields, and it's gonna be like all gross, and they're gonna be vomiting and stuff like that. And then I found this dungeon, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a thing, and I didn't, yeah. Plus, we only have like 2 to 3 hours to play. So with my schedule, it's kind of the pain in the ass thing about it.
This has been more than 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, today because I got home and I was like grabbing some fake crab leg meat sticks from the fridge, and I was like, Kaylee's like, "Did you let the dogs out?" And I said, "Yeah." And I was like, as I'm chugging back a thing of seltzer, I'm like, I got a D&D game to run.
Okay.
I was
Because
surprised
priorities.
when we got in here.
Oh,
There's many directions to choose.
there is. Here, I'll also.
We're totally ignoring the sarcophagi for no. I'm curious, but not enough to check just yet.
Ignoring the who?
Sarcophagi.
The sarcophagus.
Oh.
Free against the wall.
Yeah. I will say this is the image that is included in this for what this room looked like. And yes, those are zombies. And yes, obviously mine is different because I'm having, fungal zombies, mycenoid themed creatures. But that's the room. And if that looks anything familiar, if any of you have ever played whatchamacallit, the Neverwinter Online, this should look slightly familiar, because this is actually an adventure on there that was adapted into a real module. Which I love. That's the one thing I love about this whole thing. I was like, whenever I first found this, I'm like, I love this, and I'm just gonna sit here and tweak it to my own wants and desires and add gross, moldy zombies.
That just needed light blue brazier fire.
Yeah, it's a powerful.
That thing's bolted to the floor, right?
Yes, it is. There are more. There's definitely more. And you'll need them.
More what? Braziers?
Braziers.
I feel like I wasted some spell slots though. I put one on for Dragon's Breath and
Killed one
It
creature with it.
really needs Yeah, and I thought that thing that flew out was going to be scarier, so
Hmm.
I overdid that.
Yeah.
This
I mean, hey,
not. Now I'm worried.
you always got more. You always got more spell slots.
Not really. I'm running out.
No, that is very true. I see that you are down to one for each level.
Yeah.
That is
Can
unfortunate.
take an hour. I can get one of mine back, but I'm only down one out of two.
It's true. You also get yours back on a short rest.
And I've
Yeah, I
only
do
spent
not.
one spell this entire adventure.
That's right. I was so happy when you cast Exacerbate because I'm like, oh my god, Andrew's casting a spell and it's one of mine.
I
And nothing
haven't cast
happened.
any.
Well, yeah, nothing did happen. Oh, shut up, Tor. Oh, magical punchy man.
Magic
Oh boy.
punches.
Just gonna
Yeah.
stick to my shotgun and, well, actually, I have a higher chance of hitting with my sword now.
Oh, because it's a +1.
Well, it's also finesse, so it runs off of dexterity instead of strength, so I actually have a
Oh.
positive modifier to hit with it.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So yeah. Plus, here. Oh yeah, you already got it. Cool.
Yeah, I figured out how to get it all
Sweet.
in there. Took some poking around and figured it out.
Yeah, it's very rare. I don't ever really see. I don't really ever see like silvered weapons in a lot of stuff. And I remember when I was first reading through this, I'm like, oh my god, finally a silvered weapon somewhere.
I just remembered the name of it.
What's that?
Undead werewolves. They're called the Volkerlact.
What? That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, they're a Russian they're a Russian abomination. There's like a cross between the Wendigo and just general werewolves. They're undead werewolves. They're
What
the
the
Volkerlact.
fuck? The Volkodlak is the name of a werewolf from the mythology of Russia, Bulgaria, Slovakia, the Czech Republic, Romania, and Serbia. It is essentially the same as a vampire. Vampires were frequently depicted in various animal forms, and it appears just like the vampire except overgrown with dark hair. It is supposed to be the main difference between the Volkodlak and a vampire. In Montenegro, it's documented that it was once believed that a vampire must spend a certain amount of time in a wolf-like form in order to stay alive. Huh. That's fucking scary as shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't like that.
You shouldn't. They're bad. They're real bad.
Dude, werewolves are fucking scary. Like, wolves are scary. Wolves scare the shit out of me. The idea of a humanoid werewolf. And it's always shit like you know, you see stuff like this, and it's, oh wait, there it goes. And it's like, all right, that's beefy and terrifying and shit like that, but one of the like most unsettling depictions of a werewolf was from fucking Harry Potter with this shit. Ugh. Ugh, I hate that. That is just unsettling. Blech.
All right. That's
It's all muscle.
Ugh. No, it's just gross. It's just gross looking.
I do not